Let's look at some old sketchbooks really quickly. This is from when I was a second semester freshman in art school. And you can tell how long ago it is because it has the date there and it's got the price. Some notes for stuff to get for design class. And let's take a look at what I was doing. This is how sketchbooks used to look back in the 70s. It's probably a design assignment. But I would use these not just for class, but just for my drawing. So here's a quick drawing I did of some superhero. These are probably homework assignments. So here's another drawing I did, and I'm trying to affect a Frank Frazetta type signature. And here's a superhero I was creating at the time. I would do these drawings and I would show them to my friend Steve, my best friend Steve in art school, and he would do a drawing or two for me. So these are his drawings. This is how he drew back then. As you can see, he's much more advanced than I ever got to be. And he would give me pointers and tips about how to do artwork. I think this is his. And then I must have gone over part of it, but this is his drawing because I would never do a drawing like that. You can see his way of drawing the face and the abdominals and the chest pecs and everything. He was a superb draftsman at that young age. So here's a Flash Gordon drawing I did, and the shadow, Swamp Thing, another superhero. This is probably Spy Smasher. And trying to get to some drawings that are halfway decent. So here I am trying to do an animation drawing of the inspector from the Patty Freeling cartoons and his boss. So he was Chief Inspector Clouseau, and I forgot what the boss's rank was. He was, the commissioner. He was the commissioner. So I found something and copied these and some early attempts at drawing animation characters. And now back to the superheroes and other stuff. This is supposed to be Black Hawk. And this is a private eye. He takes a shot at a mouse on the windowsill. This is probably supposed to be Spy Smasher of some kind. That's not too bad. So a guy reading comics and somebody with a rolling pin gonna hit him. And I love cars, so I drew this 68 Malibu. Here's a funny car. Top Fuel dragster. 32 Ford. Superhero. Now I'm drawing this in ink. I don't think it's a Bic pen. I have a feeling it might be some other fine point pen. Like a Pilot fine point or something. And a dragster. But you can see how I drew when I was 18. Another one in ink. Supposed to be Black Hawk again. Guys fighting. The Spectre. Another Spectre drawing. Bernie Wrightson created Swamp Thing, so here's my drawing of Swamp Thing. Flash Gordon. The Untouchables. Eighth Man. Trying to draw Eighth Man, kind of from memory. I bet Steve drew that. I think Steve did the penciling on this. And he probably went over it in ink, and then this is my drawing here. Poster design for the Army-Navy store downtown Philly called I. Goldberg. Al Williamson type drawings, science fiction stuff. Guys in leather jackets with ray guns. And some Frank Frazetta type cross hatching there. Trying to emulate my favorite artists. As you go through your old sketchbook, you see what was influencing you at the time. Trying to do Frazetta here and Alex Raymond. Steve did those, trying to show me how to do torsos better. Here's that 3240, 47 Chevy. I just saw this at the garage where I had my car serviced a couple weeks ago. The guy had a 47 Chevy up on the lift. And I'm looking through my sketchbook here, and there I did a drawing of a 47 Chevy back in, well, 50 years ago. Here I'm trying to do skeletal drawings, stick figure drawings of superheroes. Didn't take my own advice to see how easy it was. Trying to do Frank Frazetta here. Hash Gordon instead of Flash Gordon. And here's one of my drawings where I'm doing a lot of cross hatching. Again, trying to do old EC comics from the 50s, Frank Frazetta stuff. And now, trying to draw animation. One of my first early drawings of Popeye. I don't know if I had that Fleischer book at that point. Probably not. But at some point I got the Tex Avery book. And here I am trying to draw Bugs Bunny and Popeye and Daffy Duck. And Porky Pig. G-Man. Here's my Flash Gordon drawing, trying to do Frazetta. There's my cat, Ming. So this is my old stuff. Here I'm trying to do a Frazetta thing again with a Storm Giant versus Conan. And I would draw on both sides of the paper just to save paper. Here's a drawing by Steve. You can see what a great artist he was at age 18. I could never do a drawing like that when I was that age. Here's one of my drawings. My hero Helios, trying to do the Frank Frazetta signature. So I'm glad I kept these old sketchbooks. Here I am trying to do Conan, combining Neal Adams and Frank Frazetta. And here's another one of Conan. Trying to do Neal Adams and Frank Frazetta and John Buscema. Anyway, there's a quick tour of one of my old sketchbooks. I just wanted you guys to see. And you keep this stuff so you can see how much you've improved over the years. And with that, I will say I'll see you next time and keep drawing.